Well, shorts were warned, bears were warned, and unfortunately for them, they got punished over the last 24 hours because we saw a sizable move in terms of XRP. And guess what, guys? It's finally over. This headwind that we've been fighting for so long is finally gone. And this has actually brought us to the point where XRP is actually the number one trending asset in crypto. And we still have fuel for even further runs for XRP in the crypto market in general. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button. That bell is free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So XRP is broken out. It's looking really good. We closed our daily candle yesterday, actually up 11%, one of the more sizable moves in the crypto market. And understand that, this isn't the end all be all right now. This is just the beginning of something much, much bigger. And a lot of doors have been opened over the last 24 hours. Obviously, in many other videos, we've talked about the signing of the executive order allowing crypto assets to be bought by 401ks. There was also an executive order signed basically where banks cannot restrict access to crypto services, lawful crypto services. So the door is just being opened wide right now for retail to actually enter the market. And we might be on the verge of another acceleration into mass adoption to actually see adoption taking place, which can obviously move assets further. But right now, this news that we got yesterday was a huge one for XRP. It is finally over. So it is official. Both the SEC and Ripple Labs filed a joint dismissal of their cross appeals, meaning that the case is over. And we now are not fighting this headwind we're not in this waiting game that we have been in for so long. And now things can progress. And XRP boomed on this. It boomed on the news that we got across the crypto space. And this has actually brought us to the point where XRP right now is the number one trending asset in the crypto market. That's a pretty darn big deal. We actually surged to $11.6 billion in daily trading volume over the last 24 hours. I think that's one of the more sizable days in XRP history. So this is really cool to see. And what we got was massive short squeezes, right? We talked about us entering this squeeze zone, things looking very squeezy. That's exactly what happens. And this guy is a 1 hour candle, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's a 1 hour candle. And we saw XRP move that much. And now we're basically on a track to get back up to our 1.0 line here. We got to really watch that closely. We got very close on today's daily candle so far. And it's a question of momentum. Do we still have enough to make further bursts in the crypto market? I will say right now, in terms of XRP, there's still short leverage. We're still weighted to the short side. So there's a lot of people trying to push XRP price down. I wish this went out further so we could actually see all the short leverage up here, but it's still up there. All right. Now, something I wanted to point to here as well is we're getting big institutional buying on both the Bitcoin and Ethereum side, both in the 200 million plus range. That's very exciting. I'm sure behind the scenes, even though XRP spot ETFs are not live, I'm sure there is still institutional accumulation taking place on the XRP side. And now I wasn't even going to mention this in this video, but now that this joint dismissal of cross appeals has been filed for by both sides, it's likely that we're going to see an acceleration into XRP spot ETF approval. So that's a pretty big deal. We're still waiting for BTC to make its extension and move. We have started to see BTC dominance dropping out of the floor or dropping through the floor here, which is great for XRP and other altcoins in the market. And we're seeing a total 3 breakout versus the US 500. Pretty big move here. We were talking about this yesterday, and now it's really starting to take shape. I will say BTC versus the US 500 is broken out as well. It's doing a little bit of a retest on that 20-day moving average, so that's something to watch there. But if that extension continues, we might be on the verge of just this big kind of this big rally across the crypto market. Again, I'm not saying this is going to happen for sure. This isn't financial advice, but we keep talking about the fundamentals being very good right now. We keep talking about the market taking great shape and doing exactly what it needs to do. And now we just had this huge burst of optics. We had this huge burst of accessibility. And that's how these things get rolling. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, remember our next targets for XRP are up around, $5.20, $5.25 or so. Hopefully this is something that we can get through or get to sometime over the next 2 months here. Again, August, historically speaking, tends to be very good for the crypto market in the year following the halving. And we're very much following trend there. July was good. August is typically better. And maybe this will carry us into a huge Q2 or Q3 and Q4 to close out 2025. But have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.